Hey guys, what's the vibes? What's good? It's your girl Sydney Sizzle Syndicate, and I am back at it again with a video. And today I am talking about all things grad school, some things I wish I would have known, and things that I do know now that I can share with you all. So in case you don't know, this is your first time getting into this video, meeting me, hearing from me, greetings. Like I said, I am a recent Harvard University graduate. I graduated this past May, and my full-time job with LinkedIn was postponed to July 2021, so next year. When I found out about this, it was in like March or so, or April, and so I felt like I had to kind of quickly pivot to figure out what I was going to do. I was currently at the time interning with, I was about to just start my internship with Nike, so it almost felt like I had a lot of moving pieces. But with this in particular, I really needed to figure out what I was going to do next, because it would kind of set me up for the next year of my life, right? Because right now, run it back. So I do still run track. I run track at Wayne State University, and because the NCAA gave us back a year of outdoor season's worth of eligibility, I was able to transfer to Wayne State. In doing so, I ended up picking up my master's in business administration, so I'm getting an MBA. Thankfully, with this program, they were able to accept me off the strength of my GPA. And so that means they waived the GMAT and GRE for me. But that also put me on a 3.0 academic probation. Obviously, like, that's no big deal for me. This semester, I was taking 4 classes: marketing, strategy, accounting, managerial accounting. Ooh, that said the weird. Managerial accounting, management, organizational behavior, and social perspectives in the workplace, or something like that. And I'm very thankful for just the position that I've been put in, because it's really taught me how to work with other people. And so I don't want to say, actually I will say, these relationships are very transactional, because you are in grad school and you're in a business program, so everybody's really trying to get ahead in their career. People are 30, 40 years old, 50 years old, and for me, it's been crazy seeing how my leadership has expanded since, let's just say, the last 6 months coming out of undergrad. I've been in so many positions where I actually had to lead these groups. Hey, let's create the outline for this project, this writing assignment. Hey, okay, we need to go back over this because it doesn't make sense. What are you really trying to say? I'm not saying I'm the best writer, but just know that not everybody is in the same position or place as you. So what you think you might know, or what you think someone else might know, they might not. So I really think it's important to be able to teach one another and not expect everyone to come in on the same academic level as you, even though this is grad school, y'all. So my first piece of advice, or something I wish I would have known coming in, is just don't rush. Don't rush your homework. Don't rush to get ahead. Actually, yeah, no, don't even rush to get ahead. Everything will flow as it needs to when you do it when you're supposed to. So if that means getting ahead on a paper that you're writing or a presentation that you're preparing, do that. But don't rush to do that, because sometimes you might overlook something little because you were trying to do it so quickly. Even taking my own self, for instance, with accounting, y'all, I ended up getting a 78 in managerial accounting. Literally, it wasn't a smack in the face, but what was a smack in the face is when I went to South Carolina, right? The professor, maybe a week or two ago, he said, and this is like in September, he said, okay, there's 3 different case studies. You can choose which one you want to do, so you don't have to do all 3. I chose a case study that was at the beginning of the semester because I was like, oh, if I can do it now, I won't have to worry about anything else besides the homework, midterm, final, etc. Literally in the fine print, he said that in selecting your case study, you need to be active in the dialogue for the case once you submit your Excel workbook. And that I did not do. I commented maybe 3 or 4 times, and I did it all in one day. What he was looking for was consistent dialogue, consistent daily comments that you were dropping on other people's threads, and because of that, he ended up giving me an 85. When I look back after taking my final this past week, I realized that had I done what he told me to do instead of rushing to get through the case study at the beginning of the semester, I would have easily been sitting at least like an 80, 81. But because I was rushing, you know, I didn't think ahead of how my own actions and negligent behavior could affect me long term. Your girl has a 78 in managerial accounting. So that being said, whatever you're supposed to be doing, don't rush it. Don't half-ass it. Don't half-step it. Don't do anything that's going to take you off your mark, your target, your platform. Follow the beating path that's been set out for you, and you will not go wrong. Now, once you start doing stuff that makes no sense, you're not following directions, don't be upset when you don't get what you want. And that's what I had to learn. The next one is to just trust yourself. Like I said just a few moments ago, I felt like I've always felt like I wasn't like the smartest, or that I wasn't a good writer. And the past 3 months, I've really just had to trust myself. Like, no one is going to hold your hand. And again, most people that get their MBAs, they're about 30 something years old, or you know, they're very mature into their career. Meanwhile, someone like me or anyone else who's watching this video that's contemplating getting their master's straight out of undergrad, or whatever your situation may be, you know, I don't really know too many people that are getting a master's in the business field, I guess, if that makes sense. I'm just looking like, nobody's gonna help me but myself. So you need to do all that you can to make sure that you really understand what you're doing and feel confident in that. And so I think that's really what, I don't know, I guess it assisted me throughout the last 3 months, just realizing that I am capable of putting out good quality work. Now, does the professor think so? Apparently, because all the writing assignments, all the rewrites that I've had to do, even for these group projects, y'all, have shown to me that, like, Sid, okay, Sizzle baby, you got it, girl, like, what? So I really just love seeing my growth through trusting myself and feeling confident and knowing that I'm capable of anything that I put my mind to. The next one, again, is just staying ahead. I don't think I had to struggle with this concept. I know a lot of people tend to procrastinate, but for me, like I said, writing was not something that was second nature to me. It's like I had to really hone in, you know, outline how I wanted my paper to look, where I was pulling my sources from. Y'all, if you're getting an MBA or you're in med school or something that has to deal with like long form writing, one thing that I suggest is doing the reading before you start typing. I mean, as an information systems major at Howard, I didn't have to do a whole bunch of writing. So like I said, this was not something that came to me second nature. Like, I really had to learn this and rock with it. And like I said, what works for me is not gonna work for you, but this is something that you should consider. Nonetheless, doing the reading and then highlighting things or quotes that stand out to you that might be important. You don't necessarily know what you're going to write about in this space, but it's just knowing that this is something that could potentially help you. And honestly, that made quoting and sourcing things so much easier because I didn't have to constantly flip from page to page and article to article to figure out, oh, okay, like I can use this as a resource to help elevate or add some points to whatever I'm trying to convey. One thing I really love for myself is that I was able to finish 2 papers, y'all, 2 7-8 page papers a week before they were due. Like, I know for me, I don't really have a job right now, and it's like, okay, well, you should have time to be able to complete these. I have been giving myself so much grace and alleviating so much pressure to really execute that everything is just falling into place for me. And I think that's another thing that I had to learn throughout the past 3 months with this MBA program is really giving yourself grace, giving yourself time, and don't put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect, because at the end of the day there's no such thing as perfect, but really just doing the best that you can with what you can. And then also asking for help. If you don't know how to do something, y'all, I was at accounting lab not every other day, but twice a week, sometimes once a week, trying to reach out to different people in my class. Like, you cannot be scared to open your mouth. Closed mouths don't get fed. But another thing I had to realize too is that you can't take things personal, and you can't be too personal with people, because once you start eliminating the boundaries that you set for different classmates, you start losing focus of, you know, whatever deliverable you're working on. And people can get very rude, people can get very condescending. Like, there's so many things I just had to learn and I just had to charge it to the game, y'all, throughout this program, because people have tried me, men have tried me, and I'm not gonna let them get the best of me. And I feel like that's something that you have to learn even within a corporate space, that people will constantly try you. They will try to knock you out your zone because they think they have the power to do that. But honestly, you have to rise above, because when others go high, we go low. Oh no, when others go low, we go high, or whatever Michelle Obama said, because that part. The last one I will say is really to just take leadership. I know this video is getting pretty long, but taking leadership and holding yourself accountable. Like I said, I've learned to lead groups of people that are twice my age or maybe 5 years older than me, and I'm like, whoa, this is totally different. I'm thinking they're supposed to be the ones that are like showing me the ropes, and I'm supposed to be learning from them. But everything is cyclical. Like, what you put in is what you get out, and what you teach other people, you never know, they could teach you something as well. Like, one of my classmates, Sharita, hey girl, if you're watching this, taught her the power of Quizlet using Google. Like, Howard, y'all truly taught me finesse. Like, it's just some things that you have to use to your advantage. And amen, it's a dog eat dog world out here, so either you gonna eat or get ate, and that's just that on that. So the next semester for me starts January 4th or something like that. Track is doing its thing, currently getting my certification to be a trainer, and yeah, all is well. Those are just a few updates for me. Grad school is gradding it up. I think my overall GPA will be like a 3.7 or something, 3.6, 3.7 area, just because of managerial accounting. All the other classes I got A's in. So yeah, these are just some things that I've picked up along the way throughout this MBA journey, grad school program. So if any of this resonated with you, make sure you give me a like and subscribe. If you have anything to say, drop it in the comments below. And other than that, I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.